Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for doing this and
I'm so happy to
chatting.
do it. Yeah, sorry it took me some time, but I'm glad to be here.
Oh my gosh, no worries at all. I guess I'll just like jump right in.
Do it.
Do you want to do like a little introduction of your life, kind of the past, like pre-bachelor to like now?
Perfect. For people who don't know me, my name is Emily Karlsson, and before I was Emily Karlsson, I was Emily Ferguson, and I have an identical twin sister, and her and I are like glued to the hip. We do everything together. We got, ever since I can remember, just like high school, we would do cheerleading together. We turned 21 and we started working. We live in Las Vegas. And as soon as we turned 21, we started working in the nightclubs and just the total like Vegasy girls, I guess you can say. And then we got an opportunity to go on to The Bachelor, which was something that Haley and I kind of always wanted to do. We always like thought reality TV was cool, and we watched The Bachelor like our whole lives. And we thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be the greatest, coolest opportunity ever. And totally it was. The Bachelor was such a fun time in my life and just making new friends. And of course, it's scary to put yourself on national television like that. And with reality TV, you kind of get like leave it up to the producers, like what kind of edit you're going to get and how they're going to portray you. But nonetheless, I don't regret it at all. It was such a great experience. Then we got to do Bachelor in Paradise, and then we got like our own spin-off show. So things kind of just like went well for us after that. And then it was a lot of fun. And then literally like 2 years later, I met Will. And then the rest is literally.
How did you meet Will again?
When we got a hockey team, which I knew nothing about hockey.
I was gonna say.
It's hockey coming to Las Vegas made no sense. I didn't care. I didn't think it was going to be like cool or anything. It was like great, just more traffic in our city. And I love Vegas because there's no traffic, there's no sports teams, there's nothing. And then they came, and then we got invited to a game, and I was like, oh, hockey is cool. And then I found Will on Instagram, and I love boys with long blonde hair, totally my type. So I sent him a DM, and I literally just said, hey, because everybody always asks me like, what do I DM somebody if I want to shoot my shot? And I'm always like, I just say, hey, and they're going to go creep your profile. And if they like you, they're going to respond. Like it's so easy. You don't have to have like a cheesy pickup line. You don't have to be like whatever. And he responded, and then we just started talking. Now, mind you, he was very shy, so I held most of the conversation, but I think that's why
Can Will speak good English?
Really good English. Honestly, he lost a lot of his accent. So like I don't even know if people would think he's Swedish. But yeah, some of his words get a little like mangled and mixed up. Yeah. So sometimes his interviews are really cute, and I'm like, ooh, honey, that's not good English. But yeah, he speaks good English. And yeah, the rest is history. Like he was such a gentleman, so sweet. And that's what I always say about like, there's that stigma about athletes. They're players, they're not good people, they're this, they're that. But I do think hockey players are, and I don't know much about other sports, but I do think hockey players are some of the most down-to-earth, kind, private, don't really want to be in the public eye kind of people. They just love what they do, and like where they grew up, hockey was their thing, and they just love what they do. So yeah, he's a really, really sweet boy, and I love him so much.
That's amazing. And now you guys are expecting baby number 2.
It happened quick. Time flies. It's just so weird.
That's so exciting. Looking back, we're just going back to The Bachelor a bit. What was the difference? So I don't really watch The Bachelor. Sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching a few episodes of The Golden Bachelor right now, and it is melting my heart. The way that they handle widowhood and like are so supportive of each other's late spouses. I have cried a little bit that I've seen. Like you may have got me hooked to The Bachelor through The Golden Bachelor.
Well, The Golden Bachelor is a whole different level. Totally. Like it is so authentic. It is so real. It is so raw. Like they are just like, right, they grew up in a completely different generation, and they're not looking for fame. They're truly just trying to find someone to like grow old with. And yeah, the stories are always just like make you want to just cry so hard. Yeah, every time I watch The Golden Bachelor, I'm bawling. So they do a great job.
Yeah, they do an amazing job. Are you still good? I think you're still good friends with like some of the people you've met on The Bachelor and Bachelor Paradise.
Yeah, it's like easy to fall out of like contact with them because we all live in different places, but definitely like it's people like my friend Lauren Lane and Amanda Fogel. We all got married, we all have kids, but like, if we text each other, it's just kind of like the same old. So it's like cool, but yeah, like most of the other girls I've definitely lost contact with, follow them on social media and kind of follow follow along their journey in their life. And otherwise, yeah, you in the
Life is
beginning, you're
busy.
close. You're
Yeah.
close and you're like, oh, we shared this experience together that no one really understands. And then we all kind of like what is good, like we become washed up. And then the next group of girls come through and then you get to like follow their lives and their chaos and it's fun. I'm glad that no one remembers me from that. Well, maybe they do, but I'm just kind of glad it's like 10 years behind me.
Do you think The Bachelor and The Bachelorette in a way prepared you for like the quote unquote fans? Like I know hockey fans are a little bit different, or like Instagram fans and trolls. Do you think it kind of prepared you for that? Or do you think it's like different in all aspects with like your Instagram, your Bachelor, and then hockey?
It's a good question. I do think that The Bachelor prepared me for like the fans and stuff because when the Vegas Golden Knights came to Vegas and they were so good, they made it to that Stanley Cup final. Vegas fans went absolutely nuts. Like me and Will could not go out to dinner without being stopped. But because I was so used to it, I was just like, it just was kind of like normal for me. So that's like, I think worked out great. And then when I go to like hockey games now and people stop me and ask for pictures, it's so I love doing it. I love our fans. We have such a good fan base. But yeah, I think it really did prepare me. It helped me grow some thick skin because people are going to say things about hockey wives like, oh, you only love him for his money. She wouldn't date him if he wasn't making that kind of money or if he wasn't an athlete and all that stuff. So it definitely helps you grow thick skin because The Bachelor fans can be nasty online.
I feel like, wait, did Will ever watch your episodes?
Yeah, we watched them. He thought I was very funny. He said as soon as me and Haley got eliminated, it wasn't fun anymore. And I was like, thank you. Because I think me and Haley were just like they portrayed us as like the dumb blondes, comic relief kind of thing. And
Okay.
I like to play that role. To be totally honest, it does not bother me at all.
When you were talking about the hockey life, I remember in my book, I talk about the stigma around hockey wives. Like, as you're saying, it's kind of, we're just with them for their money. We have it so easy, but I feel like a lot of hockey wives that I've had the privilege to meet are some of like the most amazing girls I've ever met. And their
Absolutely.
stories of coming from wherever, whether it's Canada or over in Europe, and you kind of don't know anyone and you're a forced family, but it's honestly some of the best memories I've ever had was our time in the hockey life because you just respect the girls so much. I feel like either when you're on waivers or trades or any of that that's going on and your life is about like pregame naps and everything revolves around hockey. And yeah, I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't have met you without the hockey life. And
Right?
yeah, I feel like we're such a close knit group. Is that something that you expected when you first walked in, or?
Absolutely not something I expected. I would have expected the complete opposite of like
Mhm.
how close the girls would be and how amazing the girls would be. And we're just so like supportive of each other. And like I feel like my situation is slightly different because I am from Vegas, so I have my family here. I've been so lucky that like since the moment I met Will, we've still been in Vegas, and so I still have my support outside of the hockey girls. But like I when we go away for the summers, I like miss my hockey girls. I'm like excited to come back and be with them because we do so many outings together. We do so much stuff together. Like we watch away games together. We like do everything together. It's so funny. I don't know. It's such a great little family. And like now that I have kids, it's like I felt like all of us were getting engaged at the same time and then married at the same time. And now all of us are having kids at the same time. And so our kids, some of us have like kids that are only like 3 weeks apart from each other. And again, I'm pregnant with my second, and one of the same group of girls that I was pregnant with are pregnant again. So we get to raise our second babies together. So it's kind of fun to just go through these like milestones in life with them and
Mhm.
like be going through like, oh my God, our husbands are gone for the whole month in November. Like, and we're about to give birth to these babies and they're gonna probably, who knows if they'll make it to the birth? You don't know. But yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. The guys are gone all the time.
Mhm.
They have a game every other day and you want to go and support them. But now with kids, it's hard because like it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock games and their bedtimes are 7, 8 o'clock. So it's just definitely not as like exciting and fun as it kind of is in the beginning when you've just met them and you don't have
Mhm.
kids and you can make it to all the games. And I don't know. I do
You go
miss
drinks with the girls before.
sometimes you're not even watching the hockey game because you're just too busy chatting with the girls. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you're like
so
in the
much
family
fun.
room.
Yes.
I
It really
feel
is the best.
I yeah, I loved I love those years. I like miss them quite a bit.
Yeah, I sometimes I think I look forward to retirement and then I feel like I'll miss it when I'm
You
retired.
will.
Not
You will.
I'm retired, when Will's retired, but I'll look back at all those young girls and be like, oh, their lives are just starting.
That's amazing. What was your experience? So I saw you like right before. I also love that you have Butchie as a coach. We
Oh,
had Butchie, and Julie Cassidy is one of my favorite people on the entire planet.
an absolute angel and like just you wouldn't even believe it. Like I feel like that's crazy to me, like that, like the coaches that like the coach and the coach is, Bruce is so nice when we have like
Mhm.
babies. He's like always congratulating us and like checking in. I don't know, like what, how sweet. That doesn't seem like normal.
No, I remember one of my like favorites. We saw them when I saw you in Vegas, and we knew Butchie very well during our time with the Bruins. And one of the like, actually, it was hands down the hardest call when Colby died was calling Butchie and telling him that morning. And I was like frantic. And one of the videos that Butchie sent Colby during the week that or the 4 days he was in a coma, we were like trying to get Colby to hear things. And Butchie's video I still have, and he's like telling him that like he's got to wake up and like he's got to respond. And I just feel like, I don't know, I'm like love much. So when he won
Yes,
the
the
cup, when you
sweetest,
guys
greatest
won
people.
when you guys won the cup, I like texted him and I was like, "You're Hall of Fame in me and Colby's books."
So sweet.
Just
What a good
because,
guy.
yeah, he's such, but it's so crazy to think like how crazy the hockey life is like connected. Like you
Oh,
have a coach and then we had the same coach and the girls, and yeah,
I
it's
like know for sure whenever Will and I get traded, we'll go to a team and I'll at least know somebody somehow. It's a big world, but also like a small world. Cause like there is a lot of teams, but also like we've met so many people through the hockey world. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
What was it like for you leading up to and then winning the Stanley Cup? You can describe that in words, because you were
Yeah.
also like fresh newborn mom and everything with Beckham.
Yeah, honestly, I'm super sad that because I was so postpartum when we won the Stanley Cup. And I think that maybe for some people, like, it's not a big of a shock because maybe they've had like surgeries or have been through kind of like some sort of like traumatic event before they give birth. And I kind of never had any of that. So, like, for me, having Beckham was extremely traumatic somehow, but it was a great birth. It went really well. But I think like my hormones also just really screwed me over. It's all mostly a blur. But from what I remember I scheduled to make sure that Will could be there for this birth because I wanted him to watch me suffer. I wanted him to watch me get this baby out. It's our first baby. I needed him to see this, to see what I put my body through. And I needed him to respect it. So we made sure that he flew home from an away game, got off the plane, met me at the hospital. I got induced and I had the baby 12 hours later in the middle of the night. Like 3 a.m. I went back to recovery. He was there for a couple hours and went home, slept. They let me leave the hospital early because I wanted that drive home with my family. Like I wanted to like
Mhm.
drive home slow with our baby, like have that moment together. Then he got on a plane and left, and I was at home alone with our newborn baby. And then 3 weeks later, we won the Stanley Cup, and I brought Beckham with me, and we put him in the gosh dang cup. And that moment was all like just to like you couldn't believe it. Like I could
Mhm.
not believe we won the Stanley Cup. It still doesn't feel real because like when I think about it, that was like 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And I still think like when I look at the little trophy that Will has of the Stanley Cup, I'm like, that's crazy. You won the Stanley Cup. Like that's what you dream
In
of.
Vegas, the city that you never thought would
Yeah.
have hockey.
And you want to know what's even better is like we won it at home. Like I know some people like win away, but like I'm so thankful that we won it at home so I could be there because there's no way I was going to fly to wherever. I don't even remember who we played. Who was it?
Was it
Vegas
Florida?
versus yes. I would have not gone on a flight to do that with a 3 week old baby. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I remember all the hate I got for putting my 3 week old baby in the Stanley Cup after like
Really?
guys have been kissing it and germs and passing it around. The amount of hate that I got for putting my baby in the cup, I'm like, I think I'll be okay. But he ended up fine. But I told Will that he has to win the Stanley Cup this year now so that I can put this baby in the Stanley Cup
Yeah,
because
it's be fair for the kid.
it's not fair. But yeah, no, that's not no pressure, honey, but you have to win.
Yeah, come on.
But it was truly just the greatest time ever. As much as I blacked out because I was just like bawling every single day because it's hard to take care of a newborn and like sleep deprived. I do remember it just being absolutely a dream come true.
That's amazing. And your family was obviously there and all of that, which is great.
Yeah, Will's family. But Will's family didn't come because they were still in Sweden. They couldn't make it. But all of his like friends from Sweden were there.
That's awesome.
It was a full house for sure.
You were running on fumes, but that's okay. You looked great. You looked great, which is
Emily, you're too nice.
Instagram reality versus the truth.
Like how you feel 100%. I'm like wearing a diaper in those photos.
Are you actually?
No, 100%. You bleed for like weeks. So like you're just praying that everything goes fine.
Oh my gosh.
I'm wearing like a blazer that covers all the way down to my butt, making sure all of that is secured.
Yeah, that's a classic Instagram versus reality.
Oh, totally. But yeah, it's picture perfect.
Right. You did it for the gram.
It really does. I did.
Do you think, well, actually, what is when you're talking about hate, obviously you've experienced it and then I've experienced it on a different level. In the beginning, did you like fight back or have you always been like trying to be like brush it off or how do you handle it or does it kind of depend on what it's about?
Just been able to like brush it off because my comments were always like stupid, dumb, blonde. Never anything that I took super personally because like I don't know, I just never did. But the hate comments were like stupid. Yeah, there's definitely been like you should go kill yourself comments, which I even hate saying out loud because that's just horrible for people to say. That's so horrible. That feels even like I said, just so uncomfortable to say. I can't believe people DM people that. It's so horrible. But yeah, there's been that, but I don't ever fight back because I'm not confrontational, but sometimes I want to, but my friends will do it for me in the comments. I remember back in the day, my friends were like, I'm going to go to battle for you. And then I'm like, and then I'll just like the comments. But sometimes I just like the comment of someone saying something rude. And then
your followers see that.
Yeah,
I've like done that. I've like liked it. And then your followers see that you've liked it.
Yeah, and they'll go fight for you.
And then I'm like, thank you for your service.
Yeah. But I will say, since becoming a mom, I've been very, very much more sensitive to comments. Like, just like people saying like mom things or just even just dumb stuff. Like if someone said, oh, you date Will for the wrong reasons or whatever. That stuff makes me like upset nowadays for some reason. But I think it's because I'm so sensitive. I've become sensitive since having babies, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Stain.
I know it's weird. And I just like want to cry when people send like mean comments. But then again, I don't ever respond back. But
Does Will respond?
No. Will is so easygoing. Me and my sister were just talking this morning and she's like, God, Will is just such an easygoing guy. He could give two shits about like anything. And I'm like, yeah, I wish I kind of had that attitude. Like someone was like, does Will get mad after a bad game? And I'm like, no, he comes home and he's totally fine. He's like bummed out. Like, yeah, that sucked. But like, we'll wake up the next day and be like just the sweetest, greatest, best dad. So it's nice that he doesn't get super moody and I don't have to like deal with that.
Yeah. That reminds me, Cole was like the least moody person I think I've ever met in my life.
It's kind of like nice because I know some people have to like be like more supportive and like but probably like words of affirmation and stuff. But like I don't have to do that, which is nice.
Cole was like very much sounds a lot like Will. Like
sometimes you're like, can you have emotions?
Laid back. Like, oh no, I would actually, it's so funny that you just said that. I remember one time he was a little annoyed and it wasn't anything like game related, going to a game. And I told him, I'm like, get pissed. When he like walked out there, I'm like, go have a good game and get pissed. And he like scored multiple goals, but like assist. I'm pretty sure he got in a fight. Like it was like whatever. So it was always my joke after that when he like walked out the door. Oh, and like God. Some of the text messages when he was on the road, I'd be like, love you, good luck, get pissed.
Yeah, that's cute. I kind of like that. Would Colby fight a lot? He didn't seem like he'd be a fighter.
He didn't fight. I mean, he did fight, but then he had that like, it was actually the memory on fans were like tagging me in it on it a few years ago. He got into a fight. This was like the whole story of his character when he died. And
Uh-huh.
he like knocked the guy out, like was like out, like lights out. And I remember texting his agent being like, because I thought the guy was dead on the ice.
Yeah.
Like he was like out. And I remember texting his agent being like, is he gonna go to jail? Scared if he didn't wake up, or like what happens? And one of the most like amazing stories was after that, Colby was like panicking. And it just
Yeah.
happened to be the way that he hit him. And he texted the player as soon as he got off the ice and was like, hey, I'm so sorry, man. Like, I hope you're okay,
That's so
etc. So when he passed, or no, the next day, I think the player posted it on Twitter and
Huh.
was like, thanks for like just showing like Colby's character. Like you can fight on the ice or you can be like a competitor or like competing against each other on the ice, but like off the ice, like who he kind of was. So when he passed away, that story kind of went around quite a bit. But I never liked fighting.
Either doing.
I
I
was
don't think
just
it's
like,
like sexy or hot. I'm like, please
something
just
could go wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, I just, yeah, looking and like, I feel like, yeah, looking at back at that now, I'm always like, his brain. Even though I'll say this for the millionth time because the news get it wrong, his death was not hockey related. But I just think now, actually, when he passed away, one of the one things I couldn't touch, and I still can't touch, I can't go near, I can't even look at it, is his helmet.
Oh,
Because I just feel like it reminds me of like his brain and the tumor. And
yeah,
it's just like
that makes
things I
sense.
just can't. I can like look at everything else, but I can't go near his
Well,
helmet.
that totally makes sense because yeah. Oh, that's
But
so can't believe that.
I will say you have been, I feel like the hockey world is so small and like was really supportive when Colby passed away. But I like have a very appreciated how you just like continue to like follow my story and like
Yeah.
show up and like be supportive and like even years, almost 5 years, just like yeah, still checking in like means a lot. And I feel like that shows a
You're
lot of who you are as a person.
You're so sweet. There's something about you, and I don't know what it is, and I can't explain it, but something just like drew me to you when, like, obviously I didn't know you before all this happened, but the way you handled things, the way you held yourself so high through it all, like the most tragic story you could truly ever hear. I was like, this girl handles it so well and not you shouldn't have to, and the
Mhm.
shit that you've had to go through is completely, it blows my mind, and the way that you can be today through all of it still blows my mind
I
because
try.
you are high class, Emily, high class.
I try, but yeah, no, I'm wearing my like I still wear it. The like 12 necklace you got us.
So
Like I have
sweet.
12, and like you have 80. 84
Yeah,
is that Will's.
71.
70. Why do I feel like he was 84?
Close enough. No,
It's
that
close
might be my
enough.
sister's husband. I don't know. I
Okay.
can't, he's been a couple numbers, but we're
Okay.
like the same
Yeah.
person.
No, I like yeah, you've been amazing, so thank you.
You're sweet. Yeah, no, like I
Oh,
would do anything for you, and I know we don't live close together, but I would
I gotta
support
come
you
to
in any way I
Vegas.
possibly can.
I gotta come back and visit you and Julie in Vegas.
I know. Please do.
I got to see Beckham.
Oh my God, you would die. He's so cute. I'm his mom and I'm so biased, but my God, that baby is so cute.
Do you think? Well, obviously, I feel like your second is gonna have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, I don't know, but like so
Because you have.
Beckham came out strawberry blonde and then he turned to that towhead, which I that was with Will. Same with me and my sister. We were all little strawberry blondes and then turned out like blonde hair. So I'm curious if this one will just have blonde hair or will be also strawberry blonde. I can't wait to see. But like I'm like a crazy person and I do like those, I go and pay out of pocket for ultrasounds and I do like the 3D, 4D, and this baby looks like different. So I'm curious what he's gonna look like.
Okay.
Can't wait. He looks like more masculine somehow. And I know that sounds weird
Interesting.
based off ultrasounds. But
Yeah.
when I compare them, I mean, when I see the ultrasound, I'm like, that looks like Becca. So I don't know, but this maybe does look like different. So I can't wait to see him. I
Okay.
really can't. It's so fun. I also can't believe I'm having another boy because Will to me seems like such a girl dad. So
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of that, so Haley had a girl.
yeah.
How? So for those that don't know, that's Emily's twin sister.
Yeah.
I feel like, who's also married to a hockey player, and they play. Where do they currently play?
They're in Switzerland right now. So he's been like all over. He's been in Texas. He's been in Pittsburgh. He's been in Sweden, Finland, now Switzerland.
Okay. So you guys kind of switched. Like you're in America during the winter and she's
Yeah.
in Europe, and then you
Yeah, and then
switch.
yeah, and then I go there in the summer. So like it's sad because me and Haley are glued to the hip, do everything together, like I said. So I never expected this life for us, but I always remind myself like hockey careers are actually pretty short. They'll retire like what, 35. Some are playing till they're like 40. That's kind of crazy and unheard of. But we always tell each other like soon enough we're going to be able to raise our kids together. We're going to be living next to each other. It'll happen. It'll happen. So we just keep reminding ourselves of that.
Yeah, so obviously there's a few questions I have here. Haley has been very vocal about her journey
Yeah.
to having your niece and her IVF process. Being twins and being so close and you not experiencing that, but obviously watching your sister experience that, and she like bravely and shared her story. Is there anything that you would say to loved ones who are supporting their loved one through IVF, or like what was your journey being in it with her, but obviously not
It makes me
physically?
emotional. Stupid. I just like remember when they really wanted a baby and I was like pregnant. They would just come home crying all the time because they started with like IUI
Not silly at all.
and even just like her husband, like seeing her husband cry because they just really wanted a baby. It was so hard to watch them go through that. But my sister is like like so strong to me because she went through it all and they got their miracle baby and now everything's like great. She's perfect. She's healthy. But it was just so annoying because like people would always say like when you stop caring, you'll get pregnant.
Mhm.
When you like just go on a vacation and do whatever you want and you'll get pregnant. It's so stupid because that's not true and that people who make comments like that, they don't get it. So that was hard for me to watch her go through
And there's
I
nothing
was
you can do.
no, I always told her though, if she couldn't have a baby, I will have her babies for her. I will put her embryos in me and I will have her babies for her. But we always knew she could carry the baby. She was just having issues getting pregnant because she has like a blocked fallopian tube. She's been very vocal about her, infertility stuff. There was just like a lot of issues going on. And of course, I do think like stress does play a role into all of that. And stress does cause issues, but it's definitely not like the core issue. Like she had genuine issues, like blocked fallopian tubes. Her eggs were not like maturing and stuff. So thank God for IVF because people who cannot have babies and want babies, it's like a miracle that IVF exists so people can have babies because babies are miracles. And yes, there's like literally like what is it like a 20% chance of getting pregnant every cycle. It's insane. Like your chances are pretty gosh dang low. So thank goodness for IVF because it's amazing. But like I was talking to her about this and I was like, how do you want people to support you? Because I don't want to ever be like, want you to think like that I don't care or that I'm not understanding and stuff. And she just was like, I just want someone to listen to me. Like, I just maybe want to come home and cry and like you listen. And so I was just always just trying to listen to her and be supportive and yeah, that's a hard, like babies are such like a touchy subject, I feel, because there is a lot of women who struggle with infertility and you might not know about it. Some women don't want to talk about it, and that's something I totally respect. And if I know someone's going through IVF and I know they don't want to talk about it, I won't bring it up. I just know people's like personalities. If someone wants to talk, I'm here to listen, I'm here to support, but it's a tough journey. People who go through IVF, it's not easy. Your hormones are out of control. All the hormones they pump into you, it's crazy. But yeah, she's a trooper.
Did you ever, how can I word this? Was it one of those things until you saw her go through it? Like, did you read books about IVF yourself, or was it just kind of Haley educating you how to help? Kind of.
Yeah, no, never read books on it, but it was Haley just educating me on how to do it. And like I would see, so they lived with us during this process because they travel for the hockey season and just she would come home with all these boxes of medicine. We would just sit and goop. We would have to watch YouTube videos on how to like put these shots in her stomach and in her butt. And we would be like, she'd be like, I'm so scared. What if I put it in the wrong place or this or that? And then once she started getting comfortable with like the shots, she would let me do them, but I got scared to do them because I don't want to hurt
I think I
her.
saw a video of you doing one.
Her husband would help her mostly, but I was scared because the one time I did it, I must have put it in like a vein and blood came squirting out. And I was like, I am never doing this again. This is horrifying. Like, of course, the one time I do it, this happens. And she had to like call the doctor or like the nurses and make sure it was okay. It's terrible. She was like, yeah, her whole butt was bruised up. Her stomach was full of bruises. The needle part is definitely got to be the worst part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just learned all the IVF stuff through her. And I feel like Haley's like pretty chill and open and like not so sensitive about the process. So she's been like able to be like understanding of me not understanding. Yeah, like I'll never understand what she went through because I wasn't having to put shots in my butt. I didn't have to go under anesthesia to get all my eggs out. I didn't have to pump a ton of hormones in my body and be like a little bit crazy for weeks, you know? Hormones are crazy. Like they make you crazy. She was a bit crazy.
Sorry, Haley.
Yeah, her husband too was like, you were. And she's like, I know I was. She can admit it now.
Do you get to see your niece a lot on FaceTime or
every morning? So like it's like a 9-hour time difference. So every morning I get to see Lovie and Beckham gets to see Lovie and we try to like make them talk to each other, but like Beckham's too psycho. He's just all over the place. But I get to see her and she is the funniest little thing. She is so chatty, likes the sound of her own voice. She looks so much like Ola, Haley's husband. It's actually insane. When Haley holds her, I'm like, is that your baby? Like she has black hair. She still has those really gorgeous blue eyes, but wow, she is a cutie patootie. I'm like, she's gonna be the next Megan Fox or something. She's so stunning.
it's like kind of nice you have like a mixture of both. You get to be like an auntie to a girl and then you're like boy mom too.
Totally. Everybody always says that because I do really, really want a girl. And everyone's like, well, if you don't have a girl, at least you have Lovie. And I'm like, 100% I have Lovie. I would love to have a girl of my own, but I'm not the type of person who I won't have 5 babies. I will just have 3. And if it's all boys, then that's my fate.
You're kind of making a hockey team there.
Yeah, seriously. I truly cannot believe it. If I could have like guessed what we would have, it would be 2 girls and a boy, but maybe I got it wrong. Like I thought I was like intuitive. Clearly I'm not because I'm having 2 boys and then possibly a third when I have a third.
Okay.
But yeah, 3's my max. Being pregnant is hard.
Will you get to see, your sister, because I think when you had Beckham, your sister was in the room. Is your sister flying?
Yes. She's not flying back for this birth. And I'm kind of stressed out because my favorite part of my birth experience was having the videos to look back on because my sister, like, obviously I feel comfortable with her being around her. She filmed my birth. I filmed her birth. And I love looking back on my birth video and like seeing like life come out because it's being in the room when you watch someone give birth is like one of the most insane experiences ever because like babies are coming earthside and it's wild to see life come out of someone. It's so freaking cool. I'm sad because I don't know who's going to record my birth. I don't know if I'm going to be able to like see him coming back because you totally black out during that.
Could we like
go back and watch
set up
it?
One of those like selfie sticks?
Right. I could do that.
Different than Haley.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sad that she's not going to be there in general because she's going to be like wanting to like know every detail and I'm probably going to be so out of it that I don't even know if I'll have the energy to call her right after, but I'll try my best because I want her to know what he looks like and how my birth went and all that. But yeah, it's sad, but it's understandable because Switzerland is like probably like a 14-hour flight. That doesn't even include like layovers. And with the baby, because she'd have to bring Lovie with her because Ola will be playing hockey. So yeah, but it makes sense. But it's just sad.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I guess you'll have your mom there too.
Yeah. Okay. My mom's not coming I let my mom come watch the birth of Beckham and it was like too chaotic, too many people in the room. So this time it will just be me and Will. And I'm excited for that experience. Yeah. Okay. If Will makes it. I feel like no, I don't think so. But I can bet money that this baby is coming before December 12th. That's my due date. And this baby's measuring like way bigger. I just can feel it. Like I know he's coming sooner than that. And they're gone like the whole month of November. So if I deliver any sooner than that. He could make it home, right? Like they'll fly him back, but they say the second one comes quick. So I don't know. I just hope he makes it.
Beckham will help you. He'll be there tuning you on.
I'm also like panicked, like who's gonna sleep with Beckham at night? He's so clingy to me. Like who's gonna be there for him? I have to figure all that out. Like my mom's gonna have to be doing that. So I
It's
will be
crazy.
literally giving birth alone, probably.
It's crazy how once I feel like the cliche saying, like once you have a kid, everything changes. Like if you were to like look back on your Vegas nightclub to your bachelor days, to your early hockey days, to now, life is like such a wild ride.
Oh, you're telling me there is no greater joy in this world than being a mother, though. Like I'm telling you, I have always wanted to be a mom since I was 21 working in the clubs. I've always dreamed about like this is not the life for me, like working in the clubs. Me and my sister hated it. I'm like, but the money was so good, and I always knew I just wanted to be a mom. I thought I'd have babies at 21. I thought I'd have babies at 25. I had my first baby at 30 years old. I would have never guessed that. But I'm glad I waited because now I know who I got to like enjoy my teens, and I got to like really find out who I was. And I'm glad I waited to get married older too, because let's say I would have like married someone from like my previous relationships when I was younger, like I would have been divorced by now. Like I know that for a fact. Or if I would have had kids with those people, I'd be really upset. Like I'm so thankful I had babies with Will. Yeah, so I'm very, very grateful for how everything worked out and how life has panned out for me. And being a mom is the greatest joy. It's the hardest thing in the entire world, but the greatest ever.
Do you think if you looking back on the last 10 years, obviously being a mom is the greatest. Is there any other memories, whether that was like Bachelor in Paradise, hockey, the Stanley Cup being one that you're like, that is so cool. And I'm so grateful I got to experience it.
It's like this is like cheesy, but like obviously your wedding day is like the most special day of your life. That was really, really wonderful. But like I think like I love the moments of like just like meeting Will, like the butterflies, like love, like Will, when I met Will, he was like totally like the guy I knew I wanted to marry. I miss those like moments of just like him and I miss those moments of just like in being able to enjoy that and like living in an apartment together and like being so like the feeling of being in love with someone in the beginning and like you're so glued to each other and so attached to each other, can't get enough of each other. I like miss those feelings too. Like you get married, you have kids, it's not like your relationship changes, you still love them, but it is different. Like kids do make things like you're so busy and focused on your kids too, and now Will's gone all the time. Like I feel like I barely see him. And like I know I barely saw him before too when we were dating, but I just had more time for him. And when he was home, I'd be like glued to him. Now my baby's glued to me.
You
Like
had like
does not need
and now it's like sharing attention. And now it's about to get less with the second.
And then I think about it though, like I always just hope that we can just grow old together and have those moments again when we're older. So I always just try to look forward to that and stay really positive that like we're so lucky we'll hopefully get to watch our kids grow up and grow old. And like I don't know, I think about my parents, like I'm 30 something and they're like they got to watch me do everything. It's kind of crazy. Like like seriously, you always post like I feel like birthdays, like I'm always reminded on my birthday that like being alive is such a privilege. Growing old is such a privilege.
I always
But it is to truly, and like that quote always hits me so deep because what a privilege it will be to be able to watch my children grow old. That's all I'll wish for every birthday, every eyelash, every dandelion. I'll wish for that. I just want to be able to not miss any of it.
That's so true. Okay, last question for you. What is the favorite? Oh my gosh, we have talked about this. Just my favorite, I'll tell you my favorite thing that I have learned from players that we played with in Sweden is glakaka.
Glakaka.
It's like that chocolate.
Not like marabou, right?
It's like no, it's like a like chocolate brownie, chocolate cake.
Oh, the chocolate balls with like the coconut on them?
No. I hope I'm not. It's like I swear it's Swedish. The Anton Bleed and us would have it.
I'm sure it is, and I just don't know what it is because my gosh, I love everything sweet from Sweden.
You gotta ask Will when he gets home because I'm like trying to glakaka. Chocolate Swedish. Okay, here we go.
Does it have raspberries on top?
I think so. Okay, it's KladkA.
Yes.
Am I saying this?
Like, no, I don't. You're probably saying it right. I think I call it like clad cocoa cake. I know what you're talking about. Yes, it's amazing.
The like Swedish chocolate cake.
Yes.
And it's like a thin, like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
So good.
so good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you've like learned, whether that's like a word or food or something that you love that like you've now experienced?
Like everything about Sweden is my favorite. Like when I go there, I eat everything in sight. I don't care if it's full of sugar. I don't like I'll go to the picking candy and I'll have picking candy. I love their chips. Everything about Sweden, béarnaise. I can't live without béarnaise. I'll pack 6 of them with me when we travel back home, and I don't care if they're expired. I will still eat them as long
What
as
are
they
they?
smell good. Well, béarnaise, it's béarnaise sauce and you eat it with your meat, and I love meat.
Okay.
Which is so weird. I like chicken, I like steak, and I only can eat it with béarnaise sauce. So I will
Okay.
pack so much béarnaise sauce with me. Also, their cheese is amazing. I mean,
Okay.
like literally everything about Sweden is amazing. And I always tell Will, like, I would retire and live there, but Will doesn't want to live there in the winters. He said the winters are really bad. I'm sure I'd hate the winters too, but
I could see you in like a cute little snow outfit.
I mean, yeah, for like a picture, and then I'd be back inside.
Instagram for the gram.
Me and Beckham in our cute snow outfit, and then I'd be like, "Oh, we're going back in." Yeah, I'm definitely not a cold girly. So
Okay. Does
snow would
Beckham
be.
know Swedish?
He knows a couple words in Swedish. He, of course, mainly will speak English, and he's so good with English words. And Will's like very like adamant. Will's very good. He speaks only Swedish to Beckham, but Beckham's mostly with me and like the TV shows we show, like Miss Rachel, because she's the best. English. I do
Mhm.
play Swedish shows, but they're not like educational. They're just sing-songy. So like if anything, he just knows like songs and stuff. So it is hard to teach him Swedish, but I do think as he gets older, we'll just have to like hire a Swedish tutor to like help
Mhm.
him with Swedish words. Cause yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to be bilingual, but I definitely think he will because Will's very motivated to make sure that happens.
Okay. Have you learned what's the favorite word that you've learned?
I mean, like our little saying is Vierelden, which means us against the world. A means I love you. I know like the cute things and then naughty words, which I won't
so
say. Yeah, I just know the naughty words. And I feel like I've gotten to the point where like when Will has conversations with his friends or his parents, I can kind of understand what they're saying or knowing the gist of what they're talking about, but not being able to speak it back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so I'm getting
Good for
better.
you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You have had quite a life the last few years.
Yeah,
But
it's been crazy.
you have, yeah, I love following your journey and
Well,
thank
I
you.
love following your journey, your wedding, your
Oh,
remarried and stuff.
I told you that we are getting married before
I know you were like,
at the lunch. I'm like, guess what?
it's kind of crazy. I mean, I loved your wedding pictures too. You got to post more of them. I'm obsessed. Your dress was insane.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you. You deserve all the good
Thank you.
things, and I can't wait to watch you start a family. You're going to be the greatest mom. You're going to have the most beautiful children. Cannot wait to see what they look like.
Redheads.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting. And I wonder if you'll have like boys or girls. Like, what is it going to be?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah, of course.
chatting and sharing. I know you have a crazy schedule and
It's so funny. I think in my mind I'm like super flexible and I have all this time, and then like so much shit happens and I'm like, "Oh my God, like I'm not flexible and I don't have time."
what are you gonna do for Will's day off? Anything fun? Well, I guess it's Halloween. Oh,
It's
crap,
Halloween. I'm just so excited for Halloween. You have no idea that now that Beckham can like walk. Yeah, he probably can't like really like trick or treat. He's probably not gonna get it, but I'm just so excited to see him in his little costume, and I'm excited to see like Will and Beckham. I don't know. I love parenthood. It's the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's what we're gonna do.
enjoy your Halloween day.
Yeah. Are you dressing up or anything?
I don't know. Colin's in like a crazy hour work situation right now. But we have trick-or-treaters coming. So I'm excited about that. Chester has a little costume, so maybe I'll dress him up.
Cute.
That's one thing I
got Chester back.
do miss is the NHL Halloween hockey parties. They are
Funnest.
so much fun.
I do think those are the funnest parties every year. For
I
some
think they are
reason.
too.
We do Christmas parties and stuff, but like the Halloween ones are always the most fun. I don't know why.
They're, yeah, no, but I'll dress Chester up. We'll give out candy. I like didn't know how much. I'm like so new here. I like knocked on the neighbor's door who I like barely know, and I'm like, how much candy do we buy?
You're in California, right, Em?
No idea. Yeah, I'm like right in between San Francisco and San Jose.
That's like so exciting. Do you love it?
I do like it. I think it's a big transition, I'll be honest. When I feel like I'm finally getting in the groove. It was
Right.
really hard for me when I first moved here because I don't know anyone, where I feel like when I lived in the States before, you have that hockey team where like
Right.
I literally don't know anyone. And then with like my spouse visa situation, I can't fly back into Canada. So I'm kind of just like,
I don't get why that's a thing.
great question. Love more answers on that. But the first few months I was really hard. I think like especially when people were leaving our wedding, it was like, I'm not going to see you for at least a year, if not more. And I think with the trauma of not being there when Colby died, there was like a few people leaving my wedding that weren't super healthy that I was like, I don't even know if you pass away, I can come to your funeral. So that was like really hard, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit more in the groove. I always say like me and Chester are a little team. We're like figuring out our way.
So cute. Dogs really do make life so much better.
I know, but
Such
maybe
little
I'll do a trip to
angels.
Vegas.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
bring you all the
close.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so nervous for that. I hope this time goes a little easier since I know what to expect. It'll be great. I think I'll get to enjoy it more because I'm not as scared. I know what to expect. I think it'll be more enjoyable.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to meet the new little guy.
Yeah, same. I can't wait to see his little face.
His little masculine face, as you said.
Can't.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Seriously, so glad we got to do this.